Ooblets. I'm sure you have no idea what that means, and neither did I until all this controversy started. Hi everybody, I'm Jordan Probably, and today I'm going to tell you the tale of a developer who spites their consumers, and the journey of how we got here. So this Ooblets is the name of a game. It's being developed by two people named Rebecca Cordingley and Ben Wasser, who are a husband and wife combo, at least as far as I understand. So from a cursory glance, I can't find any other projects they've worked on. I'm not saying they haven't worked on any other project, I'm just saying I can't find one. So there's nothing I'm aware of. So the game's art style is cute. The game's meant to be a mix of Stardew Valley mixed with Pokemon. They started funding their game how every developer does. Kickstarter. Oh, scratch that. Sorry, they did it through Patreon. The same as every adult game developer who never finishes their project and lacks complete accountability. Now, the Ooblets devs wouldn't necessarily take the money and run, like an adult game developer would on Patreon. But it is on the record saying that they used Patreon to avoid entitled baby gamers holding more power over them. Getting into their opinions on fans will be talked about later though. So taking a look at their Patreon, we can see some more information regarding everything. So we know the product's been in development since 2016, with the trailer being made available at the PC Gaming Show in 2017. The Patreon was created in January of that year. So it's clear the Patreon's been doing incredibly well. When they privatized the earnings in November 2018, they're making approximately $2,644 per month. That's more than $2.50 per Patreon. And obviously, annually that'd be close to $32,000, and Patreon takes about 5% cut, so it's about $30,000. That isn't super important to the upcoming controversy, but it's just laying the framework to who these people are and how big their product was on Patreon. So originally the game was going to be published by Double Fine Studios, but Double Fine's acquisition by Microsoft, it was decided Ooblets would be self-published, which is dandy. But then, they did a thing. The thing everybody hates. And along with it, a painfully cringy motion-captured GIF. So what is this thing? Well, obviously, one of the first images I showed during this video, this thing is going Epic Game Store exclusive. To start this point, I should say I don't really use the Epic Game Store. I don't have it installed. I'm pretty indifferent to the fact it exists. People can like it or dislike it. Most dislikes I hear is from its lack of features, missing shopping cart feature, lack of user reviews, and buying exclusive games that are promising consumers to be on Steam. That last point is going to be very important here. So looking at We Did a Think post on their website, the post boils down to the following. We won't be selling on other platforms for a long time. They gave us a bunch of money. You already have Epic installed, because Fortnite. They promised us sales, aka money. Oh, and they gave us a bunch of money. But now that we have some more money, we can do more. And it will take longer to release it. They even addressed the features point, saying essentially, it works for me. And it's not exclusive, because it's free. Even though you'll be giving Epic your credit card information, personal information, including access to your Steam computer files, which may or may not be an issue because Tencent's a Chinese company, and the Chinese companies are legally obligated to comply with spies. But that's a bit of a conspiracy, and it's unproven for Tencent, and they do own a minority share. But I imagine in that case there'd be money in it for Epic. But again, tinfoil hat, I digress. Saying that people who pirate it are entitled for thinking that they owed people's work. I think this is kind of funny later on, because for some consumers, this is the only way they'll get to play the game, unfortunately. They say, verbatim, venting is cathartic, and then just say, direct hate somewhere else, listing a few examples, including Game of Thrones last season. Then Ben, who's writing this post, says that you can message him on Discord if there's a problem. So does he respond to people on Discord? Of course he does. Is he friendly? We'll find out. I'm very lucky that a big chunk of this work's been done for me already. There's been an infographic passed around that's a really good description and catch up on everything that's been going on. Or at least out of a cursory glance. You know what I mean. So first thing, he tells us right away that we won't like his game. It's good to know. It worked for the Battlefield 5 devs. Next thing is, what about the supporters of the game and patrons whose money isn't supported on Epic? Are these people entitled for wanting the game that they've been supporting on Patreon for X amount of years? Well, guess what? You're not owed a game. Cut out that sense of entitlement. Ben continues to sarcastically say in another post that he wishes he didn't take the deal so that he could care what entitled gamers think. Ben says he wants to rip more into gamers because Ben is a big tough guy who likes ripping into people. And don't worry, his thick skin and his comes in later. Next is the unfortunate post of a Malaysian single parent who's been a patron for the game. His kid may enjoy it after his mom passing. Ben, being the sympathetic and kind hero he says, "No difficult experience makes it okay to demand your games." AKA, Ben don't give a damn about your issues. Ben don't even care if you play the game. Just keep giving him money. Don't worry, guys. Tim Sweeney, head of Epic, thinks this is awesome. Now, much more recently, Ben posted about what's been happening to him throughout all of this. So I'm going to read a couple of the comments. I really hope you and your wife off yourselves after the game flops. It makes a lot of sense that you shoved your head in Epic's ass for a few extra bucks after finding out you're a Jew. Very nice. Swallow Bleach, who seeks Patreon support, then goes to Epic. Have fun with the 3 people that play this abomination of a game. With 1 like. If I see you on the streets, you're going to have your face smashed in as a wake-up call, Mr. Entitled. This game is going to flop so hard, LMAO. Actually, it already is dead. I'm not saying those words. Devs. When this is all said and done, and your gaming career are in shambles, I hope your wife leaves you. Based on her post, though, you guys are the perfect pair of shitheads. Have fun cutting yourself, kike. Oh, I forgot. Next one after this will be the game of Q-BitTorrent Q, so you can ban if you want. Just don't disrespect PC gamers and expect to get away with it, you swines. Gamers rise up, am I right? You ignorant piece of... I hope you get knocked out and peed on as well. Nice. In Discord, scummy bastard. I heard y'all ends took 10-cent pesos after stating that you wouldn't. Is it true that you... God, I don't like that word. Did? I hope a wild pack of ends rape you and your whore. Open hand emoji, or whatever it's called. People are pretty savage, man. I've been crying non-stop for the last 2 days and feeling like the world's collapsed around me. Oh, really? How about you kill yourself instead? It'd be funny if you and the other shitlord got terminally ill and saw each other slowly fading away. And then it continues to talk about how people are toxic, and then he's getting offended. And imagine someone getting offended by me using the word toxic. Our audience always appreciates that we talk to them on the level and not treat them like we're offering press releases on alien customer base. Yeah, I can see people appreciate it, Ben. Anyways, poor Ben and his wife, the innocent victims. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't provoke this at all. Now, of course, I'm not saying they earned this or asked for this. In fact, these comments are pretty disgusting. But it's kind of funny for the guy to sit there and hate on a group of people and call them entitled and babies, and sit there and say he doesn't care about them or their feelings, and then go and cry victim. Maybe Ben is entitled for thinking that he and his wife exist outside the realm of hate. Entitled for thinking they can sit on their safe space and not have any mean words said to them. Sorry, Ben. Didn't realize that you existed outside the realm of bad people and on a different plane of existence where you can send it down, but you can't take it up. Even more so. This is putting a tinfoil hat back on. I'm always skeptical when someone posts something like this and is able to profit from it. It's clear that the opinions of them are getting hit hard when people in forums are starting to complain at them, people not being happy, and some journalists were discussing it. We can actually go back to the Patreon page and see that they lost 100 Patrons. But then they released this poor me statement and became victims of the internet bullies. So, you can see that it went up quite a bit. I wonder how hard it would be to make alt accounts or have friends send me message me and then blur their names out as a way to save face. I mean, it's not like actors and people have faked hate before for publicity of their reputation. That's never happened. As far as I know, that's been the story this far. The game's not out yet, so I can't really take into account the number of sales. I imagine it'll sell quite well. I imagine Tim Sweeney will buy a lot of copies, and then the fans or people who are unaware of the drama will buy it as well. Personally, I hope it fails. It looks cute. The game looks fine, but seeing a person who hates their consumers this much, I find really disappointing. So, as a kind of send-off, I want to bring up this tweet from Mark Kern. Blizzard's gamers are not smugly entitled, nor are they toxic, and they most certainly are not mad about a mobile version of Diablo because they hate the women's. The crazy blue check theory I've seen so far. Since I was a producer on Diablo 2, a lot of people have been asking for my thoughts on the whole Diablo Immortal fiasco. I hate to say it, but what you're seeing is Blizzard not understanding gamers anymore. Of course, this isn't about Blizzard. It's about gamers. It's not about Blizzard. But I think the whole message there still rings very true. The gamers aren't necessarily entitled or even toxic, at least for the most part. The problem is the developers not understanding and being out of touch with his consumers. And with somebody like Ben, this out of touch and complete lack of understanding borders on complete disdain for the consumer. Anyways, this has been Jordan Probably. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you disagree with me, please leave a comment. Who knows? If you leave a comment, maybe you'll change my mind. Or teach me something new. I'm perfectly comfortable with being proven wrong. So, thanks for watching.